Always writing, always revising. Shorty feels the pressure on his shoulders as he's lifting it. Wonders why the elders always tell him not to question it. Options at the bottom of the ladder got him desperate, but all he ever wanted was a weapon to protect him with. Riding a 36 through the veins of the beacon. The water is the heart. It's raining when it's beating in the city that I sleep in. I'm dreaming while I'm awake. The miserable escaping there to hide upon their fate. But who am I to use their plight to illustrate a rhyme? With everything around me that I've never had to live, but I observe the inequalities to serve the people properly. Tell them that the freedom isn't found in private property. Prostitutes are more than just the folks who sell their bodies. See, this shit applies to those whose souls are a commodity. I can hear the colony calling me back to be the bullet in the belly while they lock, load, and squeeze. Rebel with the pen, letting off buckshots and threes, rewriting what it is into what it ought to be. They made a mockery out of the possibility, but under constant revision is the poem that I be. Rebel with the pen, letting off buckshots and threes, rewriting what it is into what it ought to be. I be the MC in the place not to be, but under constant revision is the poem that I be. Shorty feels oppression on his shoulders as he's lifting it. Wonders why the elders always tell him not to question it. Conjuring the courage just to conquer what's been killing him. He says it's fucked up cause he knows no other synonym. Hidden from the truth scene, youth turn to troops whose goal at 21 is to turn 22. True tuition's too high, and those with the privilege to pay don't listen. It's a shame, go figure in the name of the Father, the Son, and holy lyrics. I suppose those who know what I'm saying when they hear it might rage against the system or hate me for dissing the house in which they live in as a slave to the rhythm. But I walk the broken sidewalk paved with the magic of those who walk past it just to survive traffic. If payback's a bitch, gravity's a bastard. Avenues I used to call familiar turned backward. Rebel with the pen, letting off buckshots and threes, rewriting what it is into what it ought to be. They made a mockery out of the possibility, but under constant revision is the poem that I be. Rebel with the pen, letting off buckshots and threes, rewriting what it is into what it ought to be. I be the MC in the place not to be. Under constant revision is the poem that I be. Constant revision is the poem that I be. Under constant revision is the poem that I be. Under constant revision is the poem that I be. But under this poem that I be is the poem that I be. But under constant revision is the poem that I be. Under constant revision is the poem that I be. Under constant revision, the poetry I be. Constant revision, the poem that I be. Yo. Shorty's getting grown, old enough to read the messages. Understands the elders as he then begins to question them. One generation handed down what they've inherited. Another generation rewriting the master narrative. Older folks overdose on broken hopes often. Children then begin to grow comatose and lost up in the clutches of the wickedest fingers. Indicative of the system's inhibited ability to listen to the voice of the dying who've been tired of crying. Nightsticks fall where projectiles are flying through a straight path narrow like the gap between heaven and hell. They skip class cause they know it's a jail. True, students prevail when the knowledge is passed, but others tend to fail, sitting flat on their ass. And now I be the MC in the place not to be. Under constant revision is the poem that I be. Rebel with the pen and off buckshots and threes, rewriting what it is into what it ought to be. They made a mockery out of the possibility, but under constant revision is the poem that I be. Rebel with the pen and off buckshots and threes, rewriting what it is into what it ought to be. I be the MC in the place not to be, but under constant revision is the poem that I be. Constant revision. And it begins like this, yeah. And it begins where we left. A brother chased after my death until he catches his breath. We embarked upon a long march, too weary to rest. Now tell me, who would ever have guessed that at the top of the West, a party rocker and a poet might collectively have written another chapter in this fight against the self, described right but not righteous. It's highly unlikely we'll take it lightly when 1,000 of my compatriots are evacuating nightly from one Ave to another, university to Beacon. The body was never meant neither to last or be beaten. But Buddha's in the streets teaching a lesson to kids in the cold. And if I tell all mine, there's other stories to be told. Had a lot of good brothers, either my age or younger, who copped the first album when it dropped, now gone under. And they say progress, but the fact is Dr. Martin Luther King's legacy is looking like the street we named after him. Permanently under construction, the people hustling despite the pain and suffering, the energy we've mustered in Southside Seattle. It's a whole lot happening. We're so-called soulmates are stabbing each other's scapulars. Melancholy, hopeful, I captured the present moment. We consummated the marriage of beats, rhymes, and atonement. In each mind resides a potential so potent, they make us think that we ain't got it. If we did, then we'd control shit. Organizing and prioritizing what's important. I'm just trying to raise a seed while the homies have abortions. No distortion to the static. I hold the mic and pass it to the future schools in session, but there won't be any classes. Happy to see family back from 10 months in Iraq. For fallen comrades rocking a black wristband. It's just a glimpse of what you missed when you're gone. We held you down and kept chanting out, bring them back home. We say bring them back home. For my brothers and my sisters who've been gone too long, we say bring them back home. And I don't wanna have to keep on singing this song. We say bring them back home. For my brothers and my sisters who've been gone too long, we say bring them back home. And I don't wanna have to keep on singing this song. And somewhere a soldier kissed his family goodbye, and he was walking like a warrior, the water in his eyes. He left in late September, said he'll be back in July. Now the child is asking mommy, why did daddy have to die? She says he fought for freedom, but she knows it's just a lie, cause her father was a veteran with benefits denied. Now the fire in her eyes burn brighter with the passing of the minutes into hours, and the hours into days, and days turn to night, nights turn to face the other way. One sister strong, holding down the whole family. It's just one in over 3,000 casualties, and back home we battle with the apathy. We chanting now, bring her back home. For my brothers and my sisters who've been gone too long, we say bring them back home.